3 in the morning, you're sound asleep, and then it hits. A lightning bolt of pain shooting through your calf. Your muscle locks up like a vice grip. You're grabbing your leg, trying to straighten it, and the pain is so intense you can barely breathe. And here's what nobody's telling you. The reason it keeps happening night after night isn't bad luck. It's the 3 foods you ate yesterday. Before we dive in, if you're dealing with leg cramps, muscle weakness, or if you're waking up in agony multiple times a week and you're tired of being told it's just part of getting old, hit that subscribe button right now. I'm Dr. Martin Hale, and I don't give you Band-Aid solutions. I give you the root cause. Real science, plain talk, every single week. Turn on those notifications. Let's get into this. You know what's fascinating about muscle cramps? They're not random. They feel random. They strike without warning in the middle of the night, when you're completely at rest, when you haven't done anything to deserve that kind of pain. But nothing in the body is random. Everything has a cause. And when your muscles are cramping, when they're seizing up on you, when they feel weak and heavy and unreliable, your body is trying to tell you something. Most American seniors think muscle cramps are just part of the deal. You hit 65, 70, and your legs start acting up at night. Charlie horses, restless legs, muscle spasms. You mention it to your doctor, and they shrug and say, well, you're getting older. Maybe try drinking more water. Maybe take a magnesium pill. And you do that, and sometimes it helps a little, but the cramps keep coming back. And what nobody's asking is why. Why are your muscles cramping? What changed? What's different now than it was 10 years ago? I'll tell you what's different. It's not your age. It's what you're eating. See, your muscles are electric. That's not a metaphor. That's literal physiology. Every time you move, every time you flex, every time you walk across a room or stand up from a chair, your muscles are firing electrical signals. Those signals tell your muscle fibers to contract and relax. Contract and relax, that's movement, that's life. But those electrical signals don't run on willpower. They run on minerals. Specifically, they run on electrolytes: sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium. These are the elements that create the electrical charge that makes your muscles work. When those minerals are in balance, your muscles contract smoothly and relax completely. When they're out of balance, your muscles misfire. They contract, but they don't relax. That's a cramp. And the crazy thing is, most American seniors are eating foods every single day that are actively throwing those minerals out of balance. They don't know it. The foods seem innocent. Some of them are even marketed as healthy, but they're quietly, systematically depleting your body of the exact minerals your muscles need to function. Let me take you inside one of these cramps. Let's say it's the middle of the night. You're lying in bed. Your muscles are at rest, but inside your calf muscle, something's going wrong. Your muscle cells are supposed to maintain a very specific balance of electrolytes. Potassium inside the cell, sodium outside the cell, magnesium regulating the calcium channels, calcium coming in only when it's time to contract. But if your potassium is too low, or your magnesium is depleted, or your sodium balance is thrown off, that electrical system short circuits. Calcium floods into the muscle cells when it's not supposed to. Your muscle contracts hard, really hard, and it doesn't stop. It can't stop, because the signal to relax never gets through. That's the cramp. That's the Charlie horse that makes you scream into your pillow at 3 in the morning. Now here's the kicker. The foods that are causing this, you're probably eating them every day. You think you're making good choices. You think you're eating healthy. But these 3 foods are sabotaging your muscles, and nobody's connecting the dots. Let me tell you about the first one. The first food that's wrecking your muscles, causing cramps, causing weakness, especially at night. And this one's going to surprise you because it's everywhere in the American diet, and most seniors eat it thinking it's harmless, maybe even thinking it's good for them. It's processed bread, white bread, whole wheat bread, bagels, dinner rolls, sandwich bread, that soft, fluffy stuff you buy at the grocery store in plastic bags with 20 ingredients listed on the label. Most American seniors don't know this, but processed bread is one of the biggest magnesium thieves in the modern diet. And magnesium is absolutely critical for muscle function. It's the mineral that tells your muscles to relax. Without enough magnesium, your muscles don't get the signal to let go. They stay contracted. They cramp. Here's what happens. When you eat processed bread, your body has to work hard to digest it. And digesting refined carbohydrates burns through magnesium. Your body uses magnesium to process glucose, to stabilize your blood sugar, to deal with the insulin response. So every time you eat a sandwich on white bread, every time you have toast for breakfast, every time you snack on a bagel, you're depleting your magnesium stores. And it gets worse. Processed bread is also loaded with sodium. Not the good kind of sodium from real salt. The hidden kind. The kind that's in preservatives, dough conditioners, stabilizers. Your body doesn't recognize half of these chemicals. But the sodium content is real. And when you flood your system with sodium without balancing it with potassium and magnesium, you throw off the entire electrical system in your muscles. Most seniors have no clue this is happening. They've been eating bread their whole lives. It's a staple. It's comfort food, peanut butter and jelly, grilled cheese, turkey sandwiches, all built on bread. And over the years, as their magnesium levels slowly drop, as their electrolyte balance gets more and more skewed, the cramps start showing up. First once in a while, then once a week, then multiple times a week, and nobody thinks to blame the bread. But here's the thing, your grandparents ate bread, and they didn't have leg cramps like this. Why? Because the bread they ate was different. It was real bread. Flour, water, salt, maybe yeast. That's it. It wasn't enriched, fortified, preserved, conditioned, and pumped full of chemicals. It was actual food. And it didn't strip their bodies of magnesium the way modern processed bread does. So what do? You stop eating it. I'm serious. If you're dealing with chronic muscle cramps, especially at night, the first thing you do is cut out processed bread. All of it, for 2 weeks. Just try it. See what happens. Replace it with real food. Eat potatoes, eat rice, eat oats, eat actual whole foods that don't come in a plastic bag with a shelf life of 6 months. And if you must have bread, buy real sourdough from a local bakery, the kind with 4 ingredients, or make your own. But stop eating the soft, fluffy, processed garbage that's sitting in your pantry right now. Your muscles will thank you. All right, food number 2. This one's even more insidious because it's hiding in plain sight, and most American seniors consume it every single day without even thinking about it. In fact, a lot of them consume it multiple times a day. It's coffee. And I know what you're thinking. Wait, coffee? What does coffee have to do with muscle cramps? Everything. Coffee is a diuretic. That means it makes you pee. And when you pee, you don't just lose water, you lose electrolytes. Specifically, you lose magnesium, potassium, and calcium, the exact minerals your muscles need to function properly. Now, I'm not saying coffee is poison. I'm not saying you can never have a cup of coffee. What I'm saying is that most American seniors are drinking way too much of it, and they're not replenishing the electrolytes they're losing. Think about it. You wake up in the morning. First thing you do is make a pot of coffee. You drink 2, 3, maybe 4 cups before noon. Maybe you have another cup in the afternoon. All day long, you're drinking coffee. And all day long, you're flushing minerals out of your body. By the time you go to bed at night, your magnesium levels are in the basement. Your potassium is low, your muscles are running on fumes. And then you lie down, your body shifts into rest mode, your circulation slows down, and boom, your calf muscle doesn't have the minerals it needs to relax. It cramps. You wake up in pain. And here's the part that really gets me. A lot of seniors don't even realize how much coffee they're drinking. They think, oh, I only have a couple cups. But they're drinking it out of big mugs, 16 ounces, 20 ounces. That's not a cup. That's 3 or 4 cups. And if you're doing that every morning, you're creating a mineral deficit that your body can't recover from. And it's not just the diuretic effect. Coffee also contains compounds that interfere with mineral absorption. When you drink coffee with a meal, it can actually block your body from absorbing the magnesium and calcium in your food. So not only are you losing minerals, you're also preventing yourself from replenishing them. Most American seniors have no idea this is happening. They just know they're tired, their muscles hurt, they're cramping at night, and they keep drinking more coffee to try to get through the day. It's a vicious cycle. So what's the solution? Cut back, way back. If you're drinking 4 cups of coffee a day, Cut it down to one, drink it in the morning, and then switch to water or herbal tea for the rest of the day. And if you absolutely need caffeine, try green tea. It has less caffeine, it's gentler on your system, and it doesn't deplete your minerals nearly as aggressively as coffee does. And here's the other thing. If you're going to drink coffee, you need to actively replenish your electrolytes. That means eating magnesium-rich foods, dark leafy greens, nuts, seeds, avocados, bananas for potassium, sweet potatoes, spinach. Real food that gives your muscles what they need. Because here's the truth. Your muscles don't care if you love coffee. They don't care if it's part of your morning routine. They care about having the minerals they need to contract and relax without cramping. And if you're not giving them those minerals, they're going to let you know at 3 in the morning when you're trying to sleep. All right, food number 3. And this one is probably the most surprising of all, because most American seniors eat this, thinking they're doing something good for their health. It's been marketed to them for decades as a health food. It's in every grocery store, it's in every refrigerator, and it's absolutely destroying their muscles. It's low-fat and fat-free dairy products, skim milk, fat-free yogurt, low-fat cheese, all of it. Now, before you think I've lost my mind, let me explain the science here. When you remove the fat from dairy, you're not just removing calories, you're removing the vehicle that allows your body to absorb the minerals in that dairy. Calcium, magnesium, vitamin D, these are all fat-soluble. That means they need fat to be absorbed properly. When you drink skim milk or eat fat-free yogurt, your body struggles to absorb the calcium. And when calcium isn't absorbed properly, it doesn't just pass through harmlessly. It can actually interfere with magnesium absorption. So now you've got a double problem. You're not getting the calcium you think you're getting, and you're also blocking the magnesium your muscles desperately need. But it gets worse. Low-fat dairy products are often loaded with added sugars to make up for the lack of flavor from the missing fat. And sugar, as I mentioned earlier, burns through magnesium like crazy. So you're drinking skim milk or eating low-fat yogurt thinking you're being healthy, and what you're actually doing is depleting the exact minerals that prevent muscle cramps. Most American seniors don't know this. They grew up in the era of fat phobia. They were told that fat clogs your arteries, fat makes you gain weight, fat is bad. So they switched to skim milk. They bought fat-free yogurt. They avoided butter and cream like the plague. And over the years, their muscle health deteriorated. Their bones got weaker. Their cramps got worse. And nobody connected it to the low-fat dairy. Here's the reality. Your body needs fat. Real fat. Healthy fat. Fat is what allows you to absorb vitamins and minerals. It's what keeps your hormones balanced. It's what keeps your brain functioning. And when you eat dairy, you should be eating full-fat dairy. Whole milk. Full-fat yogurt. Real cheese. The way it's supposed to be consumed. Because when you eat full-fat dairy, your body can actually absorb the calcium and magnesium. Your muscles get what they need. Your bones get what they need. You don't get the blood sugar spike from added sugars, and you feel satisfied, so you're not constantly hungry and reaching for more processed carbs that deplete your minerals even further. But seniors don't do this. They keep buying skim milk because that's what they've always done. They keep eating fat-free yogurt because the label says it's healthy. And their muscles keep cramping. Their legs keep seizing up in the middle of the night. And nobody tells them it's the dairy. So if you're dealing with muscle cramps, if you're dealing with weakness, if you're waking up at night in pain, one of the first things you need to do is throw out the low-fat dairy. All of it. Replace it with the real thing. Whole milk, full-fat yogurt, real butter. Cream in your coffee if you're still drinking it, which, by the way, you should be cutting back on. Your muscles need fat to absorb the minerals they need. Give them the fat. Stop fighting your biology. Now, let me pull all of this together for you. Processed bread depletes your magnesium and floods your system with sodium. Coffee flushes out your electrolytes and blocks mineral absorption. Low-fat dairy prevents you from absorbing the calcium and magnesium your muscles need. If you're eating all 3 of these foods every day, which most American seniors are, your muscles are starving. They're electrically unstable. They're prone to cramping. And no amount of stretching or hydration or magnesium pills is going to fix it if you keep eating the foods that are causing the problem. The solution is simple. Stop eating them. Replace processed bread with real whole foods. Cut back on coffee and drink more water. Switch from low-fat dairy to full-fat dairy. And give your body a couple weeks to recover. Replenish your minerals. Let your muscles remember what it feels like to function properly. And here's what you'll notice. The cramps will start to fade. The weakness will lift. You'll sleep through the night without being jolted awake by pain. Your legs will feel stronger, more stable, more reliable, because your muscles aren't broken. They're just not being fed what they need. And once you give them the right fuel, they work the way they're supposed to. All right, folks, I know this challenges everything you've been told. I know it's hard to hear that the bread you've been eating, the coffee you love, the low-fat dairy you thought was healthy are all working against you. But that's the truth. And the truth is what sets you free. So here's what I need you to do. First, subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. I'm not here to repeat the same old advice. I'm here to dig deeper and give you answers that actually work. Second, share this video with every senior you know who's dealing with leg cramps or muscle weakness. This could change their life. Third, leave a comment. Are you dealing with nighttime cramps? What foods do you think might be causing them? I read every single comment. And finally, take action. Cut out these 3 foods for 2 weeks. Just try it. See what happens. Your muscles will tell you if I'm right. Your body is smarter than you think. Listen to it. Until next time, this is Dr. Martin Hale reminding you, the answers aren't in a pill bottle. They're on your plate. Choose wisely.